Hey everyone, this is Eric, KJ4YZI, with a new video on a brand new radio. This is made by Sainsonic, and this is the RST599. This is a upgraded model of the Chinese market handhelds for VHF, UHF, but this is included with more features than the Bofeng and Pofeng UV5Rs and GT3s. I'm going to show you what this radio comes with and break it down and give you an idea of what the new features are. And then we're going to do a waterproof test. And also I'll show you at the end of the video how to get the programming software, how to connect it, how to program it. So here we go. This is the RST599 by Sainsonic. And when you open the box, now given that I have already tested this, and this is where I got it, radiodiddy.com. And I've already tested this, so it's not going to look in the box like it does when you first buy it, okay, but I just tried to pack it back in there. First, you'll get the manual. You might want to read through this. Okay, this shows you all about the new features, how to use it, so you might want to read through that, okay? This is a pretty hefty manual. Also, you're going to get, of course, the radio. There is the radio. And you'll notice it has like a split keypad here. It's got the orange color, similar to the GT3 line of radios. Okay, and yeah. So let me show you what else it comes with, and I'll show you about it. Also, you're going to get the belt clip and the wrist strap and the hand strap. Now, the belt clip screws are in this bag. Usually, they're screwed into the back of the radio, unlike the Bofeng UV5R. They're in this bag, so don't lose them. There they are on the bottom. All right, that's for that. You're also going to get a charger base and a wall charger. Here's the charger base. Here's the wall charger. Now, in my previous videos, I have told you that the wall charger for the UV5Rs and the GT3s are all compatible. They were. This one is not compatible with any other radio that you have that I've reviewed, at least. Okay, this is a very small one, and this is only designed for the RST599. It goes in a charging base like such. Okay, but the one cool feature about this radio that the other ones don't have is on the back of the radio, on the battery, there is a rubber grommet here. If you pull it back, it has a charging jack on the battery. So if you're mobile and you don't feel like taking this charging base with you while you're mobile and you want to charge the radio, you can plug it right into the battery like this, okay? And this is also good if you have a spare battery around. You don't have to put the battery on the radio and then drop it in the charger. You can charge the spare battery like this. Very good if you're mobile and you don't, when you were mobile with the Bofeng radios, you have to take this with the car charger that goes in the back, and this has to sit straight up so that the radio doesn't fall over, which is pretty cumbersome while mobile. So this idea of charging directly into the battery pack in the back is a good idea, and it does not offer any faster charge rate by charging it through the battery. This is only for convenience. And you're also going to get, of course, last but not least, the antenna. Okay, VHF, UHF antenna. So, what you want to do, my recommendation is to plug the radio in and charge it fully before you start using it when you first get it. That's just my recommendation. I stick with it, never have bad batteries. Alright, so this radio is supposedly IP66 waterproof and dustproof, so it is not completely submersible like an IP67 radio would be. However, we're going to do a water test after this short introduction of the radio, and we're going to see what happens when I run it under the sink and get it all totally wet, as if you were in the rain or working in harsh conditions. But it is not submersible. It may be to an extent, but we're not going to trust that, because that'll void the warranty, of course, if I try submersing it as opposed to just using it in the outdoor environment of the rain. So first, you want to make sure that all these little rubber grommets are tight. If they are not sealed tight, it will not keep the effectiveness of the IP67 waterproofing. Okay, this grommet on the side where you plug your programming cable and your speaker jack, you want to make sure that that is tight. All right, and you'll see there's a red gasket around here. All right, and also if you look at this battery here, I'm going to take this battery off and show you that it has a rubber seal around the outside, and the rubber seal is very effective in keeping water out of the radio through the back. Now when I put this on, listen to how the vacuum seal is of this battery. You have to kind of push quite firmly and you'll hear that pop. That's the waterproof. You can tell now, see? That's only vacuumed onto there, and now it's got a nice heavy-duty latch that you have to really push on there to get that tight. Now water will not enter through the battery cavity of the radio. And with these waterproof seals, if they're all intact and closed, water will not enter that way. And there's some kind of membrane that's on the front here underneath to keep the water from affecting the circuitry. So, features that are similar to other radios. First, let me turn it on and I'll show you. You do have a flashlight on the top, okay? And there it is. You have a steady, a slow blink, and a fast blink. All right. You also have a monitor braking squelch button, okay? And you have an alarm function. All right, so those are similar features that you have on other radios. Lighted keypad. All right. Most of the buttons are in the same. This one has the style with the 0 to the right, not the 0 on the bottom. So this is similar to like a UV5R with the 0, the star, and the pound on the right. So a couple of features in the radio that set it apart. Well, when you turn the thing on, you're going to notice right away that the screen here has the date, the time, and dual display with channel numbers, and it also has your battery indicator up here and of course the antenna. But the main interest here is that this radio has the date and the time. It has an alarm clock. It has password protect when you turn it on, and I'm waiting for the screen to go to the standby mode. It'll show you the time on it, the date and the time. And this is good if you don't have a watch with you. A lot of people are used to using their cell phones for date and time, but having the radio with you when you're hiking or camping or at work, and you don't have a phone with you, right there. So, of course, I have it set for 24-hour time, but that would be 8:12. And there's a date, and it says Tuesday. So that's pretty cool that you have kind of a watch on the front of your radio, and you can set that in the settings. So like I said, it's got an alarm clock also. The menu is different. When you push menu, you have two ways of using the menu. Pushing menu once will bring you to shortcut menu. This is to use the keys here. If you want to just adjust the squelch, which is number 1, you would push 1. That's going to bring you right to the squelch. And if you wanted to, if you hit menu and you go to, say, step number 2, that'll take you right to the step. That's the shortcut menu. Or if you press menu twice, this is the graphic icon menu. So they tried to keep everything grouped together for the settings. For instance, if you go to the first one here, that's transmit receive. And all the settings in here for transmit receive, squelch, power, the bandwidth, busy channel lockout, stuff like that. Here's a feature that's a couple features that are interesting. The whisper feature is like a mic gain. When you turn whisper on, you can talk with a lower volume and it increases your mic gain. So if you're in a environment that you can't really be loud with it, whisper with it on would give you a louder, turn up the mic gain. That's something other radios didn't have, and sometimes you were not as loud. The talk around. What the talk around is this radio has the ability to, if you're familiar with the Yaesu handhelds and Yaesu radios, they have a feature called ARTS, which is Automatic Range Transponder System, if I'm not mistaken. This radio has a similar feature called Talk Around, where you can set one as a master, one as a slave, and multiple ones as slaves. And as you come in range of simplex with another radio, it'll let you know that you're in simplex range, that you're able to talk. It's not used through repeaters, and so this is mainly for the commercial usage side of it or simplex operations to use the talk around. But that's a good feature to have so that you can know when the other radios are in range. Okay. So that's, and if you go into other settings, such as in here in the set icon, there's this is where you can set your date, your time, your voice operation, gain, the clock, well, date and time, of course. You can set your lamp control. Now, your idle color. First, I'm going to turn lamp control on because I'm using this for a video demonstration and I want it to be on all the time. The radio has 7 different colors of the screen. Turn that back on. Has 7 different colors of screen, and there's idle color, transmit color, and receive color. So you can set one of 7 colors, and I don't know if my camera is going to pick this up the best, but I'm going to try. Right now I have it set on red. You can set it to green, which I don't know if you could tell on the camera, but it is green. Set it to blue. You can set it to yellow, which I like leaving it on yellow as standby. Matches the outside of the radio, kind of. Purple, which is a good purple. Very purple. Cyan, which is like a teal blue. And white. So 7 different colors. And you can set a different one for idle, a different one, like say red for transmit, green for receive, and blue for idle. But whatever's easiest for you to see, or if you just want it to look different, or you want to make sure your radio stands apart from somebody else that has the same radio, you can set different colors. All right. So and it'll show you here. You can do frequency mode, direct frequency mode, channel mode, or VFO, or frequency display with channel mode, and it'll show you here. I only have 3 programmed at the time, but it'll show you what channel you're on to what frequency. And they're independent, A and B. Here's B, here's A. Not full duplex, but dual receive, so you can listen to a repeater here and a simplex here. You can have both of them receiving at the same time. All right. So let's see. If we go into addition here, this is where you can set your alarm clock, the ringtone for your alarm, the password. If you don't want your radio to be used when you without the proper password, set that so your little brother can't pick it up and push the button, or your coworkers at work, like mine do, try to pick it up and push the button. They won't be able to turn the radio on without the password. All right. And I might have I just corrected myself here. The AUC is actually what you would use for the automatic in-range transponder system. I might have got that confused with the talk around because I don't use either one of them, but I forgot exactly what that meant. I'm going to give you the definition right here. It's automatic contact feature, and help you identify whether you are out of communication range or not, and alert you to return to areas within the communication range. So you set one as a master and other transceivers as a slave, and this way it'll let you know that you are in range of the master and you're able to talk, or out of range, go back into simplex range. Again, not used through a repeater. But I had that confused with talk around, so I apologize. And there's other features in here that are similar to radios that you have or I have reviewed, such as timeout timer. This is a VHF, UHF, 136 to 174 megahertz and 400 to 470 out of the box, but you can upgrade it and expand it to 520 with the programming software I'm about to show you. To upgrade it from 400 to 520, you use the software, put in a little secret code. It's not really secret, but I'll show you how to do it right after the water test. You can see how to expand it to 520 if you choose to. But all the features of the Bofeng and GT3 and other radios are similar. It has offsets, it has PL tones, it has DCS tones, it has scramble tones, it has a lot of tones. So you're not really having to learn a whole new mode of communication. You're just learning a little bit different radio with some more features in it. And the features can be of use for you, or the main feature I like is that it's waterproof. And the colors help, because if you're if it's hard to see in a certain time of day or light setting, you can change the color to see. And the battery charging is a good feature too. But So let me show you a waterproof test here. We're going to run it underwater in the sink quick and do a demonstration, and I'll show you how to program it, where to get the software, and how to unlock it to 520. RST599 waterproof test. Here we go. Hello, is this working? KJ4YZI. KJ4YZI testing.
Nice and clear.
Now you'll see, if you get this thing totally wet like that, you might have to shake out the speaker and blow it out, like I did. But apparently, how is my audio?
Loud and clear.
Alright, let's do it again. That rainstorm just won't stop, will it? Shake it out. KJ4YZI test.
Just as clear.
Alright, there you have it. Waterproof is working. Okay, to get the software, what you're going to want to do, the easiest way is to open up a website to Google and type in Sainsonic website. And the reason I tell you to do that is because sometimes when you type in Sainsonic.com in the address bar up here, it doesn't take you there. It says no website. So I guess maybe it's my connection type. But here's the first listing here, the website, Sainsonic. Click that. You should see a page on their website with the RST599 on the front. Up in two-way radios, you're going to want to go to support and download. Now this is where the GT3 manuals are, the GT3 Tri-Power programming software, all that's here. You want to go down to Sainsonic RST599 programming software. Click that, it'll start downloading. When it's done downloading, run the software, and you should install it and come up with an icon that looks like this, Sainsonic RST599. Now double click this icon, it'll open the programming software. Now this radio I have only came with factory pre-programmed frequencies that were not valid in the US, of course. So what you're going to want to do is, if you're using the software to open it up to the 520 megahertz like I did, the first thing you're going to want to do is do that first, because it's going to wipe out all your memories once you do that. So the first thing is, with your USB programming cable plugged in, find your COM port. If you don't know which COM port you're on, go into Device Manager and you should be able to find it under Prolific under ports. If you don't know how to do that, look it up online. It'll show you. COM3 is mine, so I'm going to click OK. And my radio's on VFO mode on a free channel, so I'm going to go to Edit, Read from Radio. It's going to read. You'll see an icon on the screen of the radio flashing red, so you know it's reading from the radio. Success when it's done. Now I have nothing in here because I haven't programmed it yet. So now that you're connected to the radio and read from it, you're going to want to go to Adjustment, and this is only if you want to upgrade it or open it up from 400 to 520 megahertz. In here, type in TDX band. That's Tango Delta X-ray Bravo Alpha November Delta, TDX band. Click OK, and here is your frequency limits. So you can see I've already changed mine, but you're going to want to change it to 520 megahertz here. And here, this is UHF, VHF, transmit and receive. They're already on the max for VHF, so set it to 520 here and here. Click OK. It's going to ask you, well, it should ask you, clear all data if you have anything in these boxes. So once it does that, go ahead and write it to the radio. Now this is going to write the 400 to 520, but if you have pre-programmed in here, they're going to be erased. So I'll show you here how to enter new frequencies in. You should do this first before you even start programming the radio. Okay, so now let's make a couple of frequencies here to for an example. I'm going to put in a repeater. That would be 146.040, which is the 640, which is the repeater frequency. And the transmit frequency is 600 kilohertz negative offset. If you don't know how to calculate an offset off the top of your head for VHF and UHF, you might want to go back and study your tech license again. I will not show you how to do that here. So anyways, these are the receive and transmit frequencies for a VHF repeater. We're not using the decode here. We're going to use tone encode for transmit. and the tone of this repeater is 107.2. High power. Now there's 3 power settings here. My guess is, because it's not clear in the manual, that this is 4 watts, 2 watts, and 1 watt, or 4 watt, 1 watt, and a half a watt. But I usually leave it on high. Bandwidth, wide or narrow. You don't want the, this is scan. So if you want this to be in your scan range, you want to have it to say add. If you put it on delete, it's not going to scan this frequency when you go scanning. I usually leave that on add. Busy inhibit, we're not going to worry about this. Don't worry about this. Or signaling number. All this is not used for us. And the name, alpha tag, W4PHJ. Okay, that's one repeater by my house. Next, we'll do a simplex frequency, 146.520. There's no offset, so it's going to fill that in here. And no tones, high power, and the rest can stay the same. We'll call this simplex. Okay, there's only 6 characters allowed in the name portion here. And we'll do one more, UHF. We'll do 444.725 is the repeater frequency, plus 5 megahertz for UHF, so that would be 449.725 with a tone of 107.2. The rest can stay here. We'll call this K4CPJ. Alright? There's a repeater for VHF, a repeater for UHF, and a repeater for simplex. Alright? So, what you're going to do now is, before you are done here, you might want to change any other settings here. If I can figure out where I'm at here. Just got... there it is. There's other tabs up here. This is channel information. You have optional features, which just keeps scrolling down. Optional features. This is for VFO-A and VFO-B if you want to change the working frequency. This is what VFO-A and B is set at right now, but I usually just program it for channel memories. You can choose to have an alphanumeric tag here, name display, the key beep. You can turn auto offset on so that if you're in the lower portion of UHF, it'll automatically add the plus 500. But I mean, you can have this on or off. The clock menu, the password that when you turn it on, if you want to have set the password here, you would put in whatever you want. And some other features here. Auto connect, which is for the talk around and stuff like that. We're not going to set that up right now. So these are just other things here for the alarm clock ring, the transmit colors, stuff like that. DTMF, this is if you want to store DTMF codes for speed dialing, different repeaters or echo link or whatnot. These are all in here. FM radio, if you want to choose a FM radio station, 101.7, 99.7, 103.7, and 101.1. 4 radio stations around here. This is the FM radio range here. You just want to leave that alone. That should be 76 to 108. Normally there's nothing under 88, so you can set it 88 to 108. That's the standard US broadcast FM commercial band. And the 2-tone and 5-tone, we're not going to use that. That's for other Motorola signaling, toning, ship to shore, stuff like that. We're not going to use that. So your main information is channel information and maybe optional features, and the adjustment up here is where you can enter your frequency ranges here. When you're done with all this, I advise you to save it. Click on File, go to Save, and make yourself a save file, RST599 Freaks. That way, the next time, if you have a master reset done on your radio, you can just import all this back into it. All right. When you're done, click on Edit and choose Write to Radio. Click Start. You should see it writing to radio. It takes a little longer than reading. You should see a green light blinking on your radio, letting you know that it is transferring to the radio. When it's done, the screen will say Success, and the radio will be it will reset one time, like it just did here. Now the radio is back to ready to go, and you can go through and see all your memories here. So that's how to unlock it to 520 megahertz and how to use the programming software.